The Garnet and Cold Show. No inside info, no flu symptoms, no problem. Well, at least one of us. That's Vince. I am your host, Big Cold Papa Bear East, hopping on the show. I'm half dying here, so hey, it's good we don't do the show in person, Vince. I would hate to get you sick, but how are you on this Thursday? As I'm struggling, as it were, over here.
Yeah, yeah, I think I'm doing better than you are. That's for sure. I hope you're feeling better, Ryan, because I know you got a big trip that's going to be coming up here soon, and it sucks to be on vacation when you're not feeling well.
What's it's poetic though, Vince, because exactly a year ago, I was on a cruise
Mhm.
and got sick on day 2 of
With
that
patient
cruise. So
zero, yeah, with patient
at
zero.
least I know it'll be done before I leave, and you have to assume some kind of immunities to things that would have been out unavailable on the ship, you know?
Yeah. So no inside info, no context, no problem. Not a lot of news, no news really. So we're gonna try and break open some interesting discussion tonight about some things that did happen this week. But before we do that, Ryan, let's talk about our buddy Captain John Black.
Captain John Black operates a lot of fishing boats out of
3
the
to be
Panama
exact.
out of the Panama City Beach area. I have been to that general area and a couple times when our friends had a timeshare in that area. Um,
Mm,
it's always good when you have friends that have a timeshare and you're not locked into one. We did do the tour though, but and didn't sign. But yes, if you need deep sea fishing in the Panama City Beach area, Captain John Black is probably the one you want to talk to. I would
not
assume.
probably, is the one. He's a Knoll, people. Give him your business. Let him know that Garnet and Old sent you there, and he will hook
Give
you
him
up.
the
And you
business too.
and you will hook some fish. Also, want to shout out our game day sponsor, the Palace Saloon. Ryan, I'm going to go hit the Palace this weekend since I'm heading over to Tally this weekend to watch the Savannah Bananas play. That's one of the topics we're going to talk about
Yeah.
later this evening. But I'm going to head over there to the Palace. I'm going to have, if they have any, I'm going to have a little minus 196. And I'm also going to have some AU vodka seltzer from
Mm.
one of their providers there that's brand new out of the UK. And I hear tell that I may even get to meet some of the guys from AU this weekend. So if you're going to be in Tallahassee this weekend, I'm planning to be over there on Saturday. Reach out to me on X, and maybe we can share a brewski.
Maybe. And Vince, not a sponsor of the Garden Old Show, but I do want to give a simple shout out. When you have a sore throat or cough, I
We
go
get more
with
free publicity than anybody. Secrets, yeah,
they
yeah,
numb your whole
secrets.
mouth.
They do. It's in the little tin can.
Yeah, so you save the can because you can keep really good for holding screws and things
Yeah.
like that afterwards, or if you like thread and needle that kind of stuff. But unlike people who go buy the giant bag of cough drops and you're just popping them all day, you'll
Mm-hmm.
still have a couple of these, but it's really like one kind of does you good. I'm about to pop my freshie, but one does you pretty good for about 45 minutes to an hour, where it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. Now, don't go to drink. Water will taste weird. Um,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to eat after this.
yeah,
You're
it
you're
will
you're
numb everything.
literally your whole mouth and throat will be numb, and that's kind of what you want dealing with the thing that you're dealing with. When
Yep.
our kids were younger and they weren't feeling well, we would get the cough drops and the Luden's cough drops, whatever, and my kids called them sick treats because they were
Yeah.
like candy. So that's a big thing in our family. Sick treats.
Yeah. Sick
Um,
treats.
so yeah.
Secrets are not sick treats, but like if I ever get the normal like Ricola honey flavors,
Mm,
those might as well just be candy. In fact, I'm sure that they are pretty much just candy.
yeah. Yeah, and that's why we called them treats. So I hope you get to feeling better, Ryan. I know we got to get you back on track here. And I know because you're not feeling too well, you won't be making your way over to Tally this weekend. I did have a lead on some extra Bananas tickets briefly, but I think they've already been spoken for. But the lineup for this weekend, which we're going to talk about, is going to be really, really a lot of fun. Before we get to that, though, quick reminder to everybody. I know it is the off season. People are kind of tuning out to a large degree. The Seminole Boosters are kind of tuning out this off season.
Yeah.
But we keep going. Garnet and Old keeps going. And we would appreciate if you have the means and you have the heart for it. If you want to support the show, there's a way you can do that. You can super chat us here on YouTube. That's the little $ down near the chat. And that ensures all your comments get read on the screen or gets read on the show and put up on the screen. And another way you could support us is by Venmoing us, Garnet at Old. So if you want to do that, if you have the means, you want to support the show, that's the way we keep the lights on. And we appreciate that. Ryan, let's go to our first topic tonight. Let's talk about the decision to not have a booster tour this offseason.
So it came out that, did they frame it around like budgetary things in mind? Hey, just trying to be mindful of the old budget. Then there was some additional reporting, mostly from like sources inside the program kind of situation. And listen, I think it was a twofold thing. Now some of these reports stated that, hey, they didn't feel like the return on investment of the money that it would take to go out into these communities and try to get the money, especially now what they leave out of some of these sources is like the reason behind that. But the idea of like, hey, is the RRI worth it to do these tours and get enough money back for it to be justified? I think the thing that's left out of that context is normally yes. But when your product is as awful as Florida State is, with a coach that no one wants to hear from, I think their worry was like, you put this guy out here and people are going to have some harsh, maybe where's the loyalty now, Jimbo? Like those kind of level, maybe grandstanding, like a fan question kind of thing. And I think they're trying to avoid any potential hot mic or not suitable for the event kind of situation. And just in general, they don't feel like it's no one's going to be super thrilled to show up to these events and be asked to give money right now. So I think that's where we're at, Vince.
Yep. So let me kind of piggyback off of that and just say that I agree with you that if they're looking at it from a financial perspective, first of all, that doesn't we are in a world of hurt if the reason why they're not doing it is because of finances, right? Literally, that is the least of our worries, is paying for a venue to go and put on a booster thing. So I don't think it's a finances thing. I think it's more along the lines of why stir up the bee's nest. But I would posit this to the boosters or to whoever made this decision. Yes, the headliner for a booster tour is going to be the head coach. Yes, that's true. Yes, it's true that the head coach has done way less than what's expected in terms of success. That is also true. The administration is not a favorite of the vocal fan base, and I say the vocal fan base because those are the people you hear about the most, right? So the decision to keep Mike, the vocal, I don't want to say even minority, but just the vocal part of the fan base, they're trying to avoid that, which I get. But here's the thing that I think they don't understand. It doesn't matter that Mike Norvell is underachieving. It doesn't matter that Willie Taggart, was way above his head, was way, above or below what he needed to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that Jimbo was the poster child for kind of not building relationships the right way, right?
Yep.
None of that matters. And the reason it doesn't matter is because of this. When I go to the booster tour events, and I typically always go, Ryan, I almost always go, it's not always just about who the headliner is going to be. When you come
Right.
around and you show and you go to the areas of your state and the areas of your region, and you put on a unified front, not just from the head coach, from the president of boosters, our buddy Stephen Ponder, and you get the Seminole family together, that's what I enjoy.
Right.
I enjoy that. I enjoy walking into a ballroom or whatever and seeing like-minded and talking to like-minded people.
Yeah.
If you think that people are going just to hear whatever random coach, who may or may not be succeeding at that time, if you think that's the
Yep.
only reason people go, that's just not accurate.
Yeah.
That's just not accurate. So I'm disappointed personally that there is not going to be an event for me as a diehard Seminole fan to go
Yeah.
to so I can get together with my family there. And
Yeah.
I think that is a big
Your
miss.
family.
Yeah, that is a big miss. And, to the other point that you were saying about being in control of the situation, they are well in control of that situation. The whole thing about where's the loyalty? I mean, that is like that kind of stuff rarely happens, right? So we have
Yeah.
that as kind of our memory, and that's awesome. But these booster events, it's not like they're giving people the mic. They can choose to not give people the mic. And what they do is they take questions ahead of time, and they literally ask the questions or they present the questions that they want to present. So I don't think, you may have some disgruntled people in the audience, but how many people are really going to stand up and go, "Hey, man, you're a loser," right?
Yeah.
Very few people are going to have the cojones to do that. So
Yeah.
let's get to the super
Hey,
chat.
real quick, to button up on one of your points, and then I'll get right to it. The point you made about it's a opportunity to connect with the program. It's an opportunity to what is the message going into next year? Like delivery of the first. That's the first vestige of what's the unified message going forward. Are the fans going to enjoy it? Are they going to vibe with it? Connection and the problem I have now is twofold, Vince. You used to have two opportunities in spring to connect with the program, and that would be the booster tour and the spring game. And now you have
Mm-hmm.
neither.
Neither.
So you
Good
just
point.
basically told all your
Great
fan
point.
base, hey, we'll see you in September. And without any messaging, with no kind of marching orders or excitement to kind of get you, hey, maybe you go to a spring game and maybe there's a player that really stands out. Maybe Austin Daniels goes out there and he's slinging it around and you're like, well, okay, you know what? Maybe the quarterback will be all right. Without anything, without any booster
Nothing.
tour, no, you got nothing. So you're just going. All you're doing now is leaving the bad taste in your mouth from last year until the first game of next year.
That's right.
All
Peter
right.
Dorvatakis, Sheba Dog, bowing respectfully. So Peter's saying also that his appetite is not there, I guess, for the football team. But that's kind of what I'm saying is that, like, this isn't just about the football team to me. Like, this is about supporting athletics in general, right? So yeah, I mean, football is foremost, but I already have a low expectation for next season. So and you've already kind of stirred up the fan base in a way that they kind of think you don't care, right? Because there's been very minimal conversation from the athletic department in terms
Yeah.
of what's going on. I mean, there was there was a time where there was like literally no communication at all for like a month and a half, 2 months on end. So you're basically exacerbating that problem by not getting out in front of it and getting in front of people. So, it's kind of like one of those things where, you've done something wrong, right? And you did something wrong, and you just kind of hide under a rock and hope it all goes away. No, that's not how it works. Like
Yeah.
things fester. People fester.
I'm
The
festering right
best
now.
the best thing you could have done is go or not, well, not the best thing, but one of the better things you could have done was get out there and get out and talk to people. And when you get out in front of people face to face, things calm down. I mean, this is like PR 101. I just can't for the life of me fathom how the decision that decision is made, understanding where this fan base is in terms of their
Yeah.
feelings.
They should have just gotten up and said, "You guys have 24 hours to forget last season, or else we will print the F word on next year's schedule. You have one
On the
day."
helmet. Put it on the helmet.
Yeah, it's one of those things I would have liked some type of Florida State marketed event in which I can say, deep breath, let's see if there's anything here going into next year that I can at least put my arms around and enjoy or be excited
Yes.
about.
Yes.
And if I don't have that, then there's nothing there. And then it leads to feelings like Peter there, where it's like the appetite's not there. Because why? Usually only like when you're really hungry for something and you walk by a nice restaurant and you smell that food cooking, you're like, oh, what are they cooking? If there's nothing
Mhm.
cooking, then you're just mad that you're hungry, you know?
And yeah, and I get very mad when I'm hungry. There's no
Yeah,
doubt about it. Hey, it's I don't know. I guess I see things in a more simpler format, and I know that, there are probably all these other things that they take into account on making these decisions. But really, what most things come down to, Ryan, are common sense and the things like the big things in the glass, right? The big chunks of things in the glass that are important. And
yeah.
that is getting out and meeting people and promoting the brand. That that is to me the biggest thing and the most important thing that you can do during the football offseason. I mean, I just it is a big miss. It is a big miss. And if it is financial, listen, I don't have a huge house. Come host 50 people at my house, 60 people at my house. You can use it. It's clean, right? If you don't want to pay for a venue, you don't have to pay me to do this. I live in a nice neighborhood. It's not gated, right? It's
Yeah.
not a gated community. But literally, I would offer up my house to promote this brand and promote this university and promote positivity. And I think there are a lot of people that would do that. It's just it's disappointing, Ryan. It's disappointing.
Should we do an unofficial hosted Garnet Old Booster Tour event where we invite like just boosters out to donate towards the Chiefs?
Hey, I mean, why not? The Chiefs never miss an opportunity to promote the brand, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should just, if the people that are it's their responsibility to promote the brand. If they're going to take a little bit of a break here, what are the rest of us supposed to do? I think the rest of us should take up the helm, take up the arms, and go do it. We just need to find a venue.
Find a venue, find a place, find anything. Because right now, I mean, the only thing you're left to assume is that we did hear that, this season, what's different is that Mike Norvell's finally putting his head down and going to work. I don't know if that means it wasn't happening before, but that's what Mike Norvell's saying he's doing differently. What's different this year is he's putting his head down and going to work. So maybe that's it, Vince. Maybe it's I don't have time for the booster event because I'm just at work, you know?
Whatever. I mean, you can't spend a little bit of time. You can't spend a little bit of time to, you know, even if he couldn't make it physically, Ryan, there's a lot of technology out there where you could bring him in live.
Could you
If
do
he's
a could
so
you do a
if
hologram?
if he's so busy, whatever, I'm okay with that. Football coaches are
Yeah.
busy. You
Seminole
could
Alpha,
have
get on it.
like a live feed, a private live feed to bring him in. I mean,
Live from Apple Park.
there are so many different ways I think that you could have, still gone out and talked to the people that care about this program and be in control of the situation. There
Uh,
are ways to do it.
Even like, man, hell, just have like a bunch of legends come out to the booster events and talk about how great the brand is and bring back some of that. Because listen, even if it's not new uh, messaging or like trying to get new signings, nostalgia plays, man. I'd be bringing it back. I'd be like, hey, Charlie, Jameis, what are you guys doing for one day
Hmm.
or two or three appearances? Can you guys, even if you don't talk about anything current, just be like, remember when you used to come to games and you used to, man, what a great time. We won the title. Help us do that again. Like, I know it's not great right now, but we're going to get there. Like, be creative with your resources. You have so much legacy and so much resources, and you're not even there. It seems like they're not even trying.
Yeah, at least that's the way it looks. And if that is the perception, that's reality to the people that don't get all the answers, right?
Yeah.
So good luck on that. King of Potassium says, should have been live at the game. I assume you're talking about maybe the baseball game tonight or something like that. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, but I am going over on Saturday, and my intent, Ryan, is to do a couple live things this weekend. More to come on that. Um, and then RT Strider, this feels like what an organization does when you're quiet fired. This screams the decision has already been made to move on. So why prop up a coach with limited time? That's I think maybe that's what it is, but that's what I'm kind of getting at is like, who cares who the coach is? This logo is going to go on regardless of who the coach is. So why would you take a gap year? It's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it just gives us one less thing to even like really aside from coach reported practice reports for the spring, you got nothing to look forward to for football.
Right.
And that's a
Right.
that's a shame. I mean, I could play EA Sports college football again, and I will. Uh, but that's about it. Maybe you recreate your own spring game, your own Garnet and old. We'll do the Garnet old game where we get former marching chiefs to actually play football against each other.
Some of those guys in the Chiefs are pretty good now. So don't let that fool you. Don't let the instrument fool you.
You're from the streets.
That's right.
All right. Well,
I think we beat
let's
that one to death.
talk about the Savannah Bananas, Vince. What are your plans for that day? At what time are you getting there? All that fun stuff too.
So we're heading over early Saturday morning. I got word that there's going to be some events at the Palace this weekend, Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday. So if you are going to be in Tally, there's going to be some events there at the Palace. I'm going to try to coordinate that. Try to hook up with their new vendor there and talk about the show here. The Palace has been just like we promote the Palace. The Palace has been promoting us, right? So that's great. That's a great tandem we have going there. At 10 o'clock, our plan is to go to the softball game. So the softball team is having a doubleheader on Saturday, playing Rutgers at 10 and then at noon. Well, 30 minutes after the completion of the first game. So we're planning on going to the first softball game. Then I don't know what we're going to do from there. We may go and tailgate in lot 12,
Yeah.
or we may decide maybe go. I know the baseball team's playing at 1. There's a lot going on in Tally this weekend, and I got to cram it all into Saturday, right? So, but ultimately, we're going to tailgate some in lot 12. If you're going to come, bring your own chair, bring your own food, bring your food, and we're going to try and get some drinks provided. So we'll see what goes on with that. And then the Savannahs play at the Bananas play at 7 in Doak. I just downloaded my tickets to my Apple Wallet, and I am very much looking forward to that. Ryan, have you ever seen, or have you ever? I know you've seen the Savannah Bananas, but have you ever been to a Bananas thing?
No, never been. I would like to go. I mean, I'm closer to Savannah now than I am to Tallahassee. But yeah, no, I'm excited for you to go there. I'm excited for you to check it out, and I'm interested to see your live feeds. One thing I wanted to ask you about is what do you know about what does Vince Ciccarelli know about uh, the Darling brothers?
Like Devon Darling?
Yeah,
What do I know about them?
yeah,
Um, well, I know one of the brothers passed away.
yep. So
Um,
I just wanted to bring it up because I saw in the news this week that Devard, his current living brother, is returning to FSU for a community blood drive in honor of the 25th anniversary of his brother's passing.
oh, okay. And that's this weekend?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
just
So
wanted to
I
mention
mean,
it.
I think we all remember when that happened. It's a tragic, tragic time. Um, yeah, that's it's a time that when I think about that time, I'm just kind of sad about that. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's nice. He's coming back 20 years. Wow, 20 years. That's
it's
crazy.
that's more in your era,
Yeah,
but I figured you would recognize. I didn't recognize the name, and I figured you would. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, and then I did want to bring up just a minor story: Jermaine Johnson being traded uh, to Tennessee to Tennessee Titans. So
Oh,
saw that
well,
drop right
if
before we went on the show.
we're just throwing ideas out here, Coach Laux got a commitment from another top-notch recruit, Marte Brandon. I think he's a guard, committed to the Noles today. I think that pushes the basketball recruiting class up to number 8, and he's stacking this class, this next
Yeah,
class, and the basketball team, while they lost to Miami Tuesday night, they made a good run of it. But Miami just they were able to hold them off. Um, but even though the basketball team lost that game, they've been on an upswing, and I think the proof is in the pudding here. I think recruits. I was a little worried that when the team was getting beat really bad, that the people that had committed would be like, maybe I don't want to go there. But I think the team has shown enough lately that these guys are going to stick, and it's a very, very solid class. So, Coach Laux, congratulations. Marte Brandon, did I get that name right? I think it is. Committing to the Noles today. So, did you watch the baseball game last night? Catch
no.
it in
Last
any
night
of the
I
game?
was passed out on the couch, sick. So I have been literally the most out of commission after post getting off work because I know. Listen, I'm one of those guys that's like I'm at work, like I don't care. Now, when it used to be in person, I would if I didn't want to be
Different.
everyone's thing, different. But when
Yeah.
you're working remote, I feel much better doing something productive than like just laying in
Just
bed
laying
all
on
day.
the
It's not
couch. Yeah.
not my style. But after work, I'm kind of like, well, um, tired from the day. But no Florida State action of any kind for me
Yeah.
this
S-
week.
So, the whole working remote thing has been a blessing when you're sick, but not sick enough that that you couldn't
Yeah,
get
you
some work
can't.
done, right?
Yeah,
So it's been awesome. But last night, Miles Bailey hit 2 home runs. One of
yeah,
them just a towering opposite field shot over the scoreboard. It was as soon as he hit it, I was like, oh, that that is crushed. That is demolished.
yeah. That'll
So
clear.
The Noles won last night. Softball team won today. I think they run ruled a team today, and so the other sports again, like I said, like I've been saying, there are other things going on.
Yeah,
Athletic department, not just football. So why not get out there and promote the brand? It's a no brainer.
that's true.
What
And
is we doing?
there's a lot more going on even with Big Poppy Easton. I mean, 4 weeks, 10 pounds, and then my shirts are starting to hang off a little bit. And
On the
I'm gonna
pop
be
on the Papa East watch.
yeah, yeah. So like it's kind of weird when you see numbers you haven't seen in 4 or 5 years or something. And soon
I
enough
need to
now,
I need to change this thing down here to be the big Papa East watch.
the Big Papa East watch. That's right. We will at like 6 months in. I'll do a like a Jenny Craig side profile where I'm holding out the jeans,
That's right. That's right.
but I'll suck
That would
in
be
on the picture, and the old picture I'll like push out.
there you go. Or you can put, you and I will be in the pants together.
Yeah, we could do that.
No, we're not doing that.
Hey, listen, when in Rome.
Um, so that's what's going on this weekend. Uh, it's just going to be a good time. It's going to be a relaxing time. A lot of times with a football weekend, it's just football. And depending on when the game is, you're kind of rushing over there to, the way we do it, Ryan. We try to get over
Yeah,
there as
all
early as
day.
we can to like set up the tailgate because you don't have a ton of time. But but it's different. It's be a little more laid back, going to the softball game, hopefully going over the Palace, um, maybe get a baseball game. I don't know, but eventually we're going to tailgate, and then we're going to get our time with the Bananas. So, and I enjoy every moment that I get to spend in Tallahassee.
One one non, because why not? One non-Florida State piece of news, Vince, is that and we talked about this I think on a few shows ago. Netflix had bid to acquire HBO and Warner Brothers and all that stuff, and then they had accepted, and that was going forward. Apparently today, Paramount overmatched Netflix's bid, and Netflix has decided not to up their bid, and
Mm,
so Paramount will now own Warner Brothers and HBO. So interesting situation in which Netflix just says, "Nah, I'm good."
yeah, that's why I don't follow that kind of stuff that much. Is like until it's all done, I don't even really care because you can have this great idea and either the government's going to shut it down or another company's going to come in and overbid or whatever. So the only thing that you concern yourself with is if you're a fan of a particular genre
Yeah.
or a series or a universe that you wonder how that's going to affect the things that you care about. So, um,
Let's do
and Brian, before you get on to the next topic, let me get one final Florida State thing in.
yeah.
March 4th is FSU's Great Give. And March 4th would be a time for you, if you're looking for an opportunity to give back to the university that you love. There are many different ways to do that. One of the ways that we promote heavily is to promote to Chiefs United. Chiefs United is an effort to raise enough capital to endow the capital so that marching chiefs no longer have to have any out of pocket expenses to be part of the group. I got a comment on our last show. Somebody said that they weren't aware that the Chiefs had to pay anything, and a lot of people don't know that. But just to clarify, marching chiefs, if you make the group, then there are some things you have to purchase. You have to get a uniform shirt. You have to get shoes. You have to get gloves. You have to get things that are part of the uniform. And so this Chiefs United is an effort to get enough money in place to endow it so no chief will ever have to have out of pocket costs anymore to join one of the greatest college marching bands in the country. So if you're looking for a good place to put some of your money, Chiefs United at the FSU Great Give. The countdown to March 4th is 5 days, 4 hours, 22 minutes, and 4 seconds. I'm looking at the page right now.
Nice.
But that's a way you can, quote unquote, adopt a chief, right? And that's a way you can contribute to the university and contribute to an organization that will not let you down.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of letting me down, this is from Great Give to Great Bitch of the week.
Okay.
It's my Get It Together segment, Vince.
Okay, I'm getting a little concerned here, Ryan.
I previewed it to you earlier. Get it together, Apple. Let me tell you something. Apple. I got
show's going off the rails. All right. Hold on. Let me get Tim Cook on the line. Tim Apple.
Vince, and you are as well. We've been the biggest defenders and purchasers of all things Apple.
I don't buy anything else.
Products are incredible. I'm starting to get worried. In the age of Anthropic literally killing an industry a day by tweeting one thing every single day, even today, a major organization is cutting their jobs in half because of AI. But in this world of agentic, now is the big thing, agentic AI.
Agentic.
Where you don't need to know how to do the thing. You just tell it, I need you to do the thing, and it kind of takes over your device or browser or whatever it is and just does it for you. Like, hey, you know what? I don't know where in my settings this annoying thing is, but go do it for me, please. While that's happening in the wonderful world of AI, today, Kristen turns to me and says, it's supposed to rain today because it was a little cloudy this morning. We have a HomePod, and so I said, hey, keyword. Not going to trigger it.
Oh, no.
Is it going to rain today? It said, today there is a chance of rain. It's like very specific. And so I said, hey, keyword, what is the chance of rain today? And it said, today there is a chance of rain. And I just looked down on the ground. And then I, anything you ever try to do with keyword on your iPhone, most of the time you get, sorry, I can't do that.
Ryan, you should be happy that it even answered you.
Yeah. The only things it can do sometimes is like set a timer or set an alarm. Okay. Things it's been able to do for 20 years. So along comes all these agentic browsers, but it's been kind of siloed where you had to download an app. Well, listen, I've been making fun of Android people a long time. But this week, Samsung announced their normal release of the Galaxy whatever 20,000. And they're like, guess what? Baked in with keywords to the device. Not something you have to download and enable, and it kind of works. It's not really directly tied into the phone. But no, like fully baked in. You have Gemini and Perplexity. You can say, hey, Plex, turn on my flashlight. Hey, Plex, can you set an alarm and play this song? Like you can use coupled phrases. Hey, go to this site, get directions, and then plug it into my maps and navigate for me. And it just goes. Because those agentic AIs have been working in a browser, so of course it can do it on a mobile browser. And I'm just sitting here like, and I know Apple, And I know that they are planning, for those of you who don't know, to implement Gemini this fall as their local LLM for Shlomo, as I will say, as Leo Laporte calls it, so he doesn't trigger the keyword on iPhones to use. However, I know Apple. It'll be able to do things like answer questions, trivia based stuff like, hey, what time is the game tonight? You know, those kind
it'll
of
be
things.
it'll be last year's WoW.
But I promise you this, whatever integration they do with Gemini, it's not going to do system level controls or take over your phone to do something. At the same time all this is happening, and then I want to bounce it to you and get your thoughts, Finn. At the same time this is happening, you hear murmurs, reports, scuttlebutt that 4 or 5 top Apple executives who have been there since Steve Jobs' days are likely to retire in the next like 12 months. All I'm seeing is top executives who have been there forever realizing that, oh no, we weren't right. We weren't ahead on AI. This ain't good. We're literally just giving in, by the way, to our biggest rival that Steve Jobs would be literally turning in his grave if he knew that they were turning to anything Google. And then they're leaving. So that leaves me in a place where right today we have it reminds me of the stories of like when Steve Jobs left Apple the first time. The products were still good at that time. The lineup at that time was still good. Then over a decade, the message kind of got lost. You had product people in charge of it. Became like a marketing, essentially led organization. Products suffered. They didn't say no to anything. They put out a bunch of different products, and everything suffered until you had the return of Steve Jobs, and we all know how that went. That's my worry right now, is that I want to be able to do the agentic AI stuff locally on my phone, on device, and be able to control my phone. Because when I'm driving, I swear to God, if one more time when I'm in CarPlay and I ask it the most basic things, it says, sorry, I can't do that while you're driving. I thought that's what you were supposed to do, so I don't have to look at my phone. Because right now, I have to grab my phone and go to a browser and type something in to find out a bit of information that I need. So that being said, Vince, are you worried about our good friend Tim Apple?
No, I don't say worried is the right word. I think the deal is what Apple has shown is they aren't typically the first ones to do things, but they are typically the ones that figure things out and do it the best and integrate things the best. So, you know, so in that aspect, I'm not worried. The thing that I would say that is concerning is that um, with the other with the other things, when they were late to the game, there was this time to catch up because technology wasn't moving as fast as it is now.
Yeah.
And now, like, you don't have that kind of ramp to get caught up and surpass people because they're things are changing every day. I mean, if you
Literally
follow
every
the
week.
news, there is something crazy going on with AI or robotics or energy production. With it, every day there's something brand new. Healthcare. So that's the thing. I think that when Apple finally delivers what they're going to deliver, I think it's going to be buttoned up. I really do. But the question is it buttoned up last year's stuff, right? And
Probably.
how are they going to get on the cutting edge of this kind of stuff? Because they have lost everybody that I'm aware of that had an AI forward focus.
Mm-hmm.
And if Apple just wants to be a hardware company, and just an integrator of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing. But they've never just been that. They've been an innovator. And I just don't know that they have that kind of core anymore in that company. People
Yeah.
leaving all the time.
My biggest surprise in all this, Vince, is that they're one of the richest companies in the world. They should have just gone out and bought an Anthropic
Well, I
and
think
just
there
been
were
like
talks about
system
that.
level. right, but instead, no, well, there are talks with Anthropic to license them as their AI provider, same as they're doing with Gemini. But I didn't. I don't think there was ever any serious talks to fully acquire. Um, Now they could choose. Hey, we're going to make phenomenal hardware, and then let you pick your AI agent of choice. But the problem with that is they've never been one to open their walled garden to system level control.
That's right. That's right.
And everything I want to do now, that I do daily, if it's on my Mac daily, I have at least. This is not including a normal chat bot function where I'm getting information, having it process reports, having it display stuff to me. That's like all day, every day. And if you're not
Yeah.
doing that, you're going to get left behind in the workforce. But now I'm to the point where I'm creating browser extensions in 6 minutes. I am
Hmm.
having it organize the file structure on my computer and put things in a more organized fashion in seconds. I'm having it eliminate duplicates in my photo library, screenshots automatically
Yep.
move to the trash. These are things that people are going to not just want but demand on their computers in the coming years. If it's not on the phone too, then you don't have parity on feature set, and then people have no choice but to go to something that does have parity that does. So Apple, my last message to Apple is open up your mind a little bit on allowing maybe not all the companies, but partner with one. I would say not Google. I would say like an Anthropic, Perplexity, and open up their agentic abilities to your system core functionality while protecting sensitive enclave based information, security information. But you let it think how amazing it is for someone. Um, my wife doesn't want to know anything about technology, but when something annoying is happening on her phone, she hands me the phone because I know where in settings to go and find that. But if she could just say, "Hey, why is this happening? Take me to the menu where I can fix this," and it just went tap 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 for her and brought her into that menu.
That's right.
So I'm frustrated right now because the Mac is open and you can do anything you want with it, so you're able to have fun. I feel like I'm not able to have any AI fun outside chatbots on my iPhone, and I'm frustrated by it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. They've been promising Apple Intelligence for over 2 years now, I think, and we haven't seen much
Genmoji,
intelligence there.
yeah.
But supposedly this year, they're going to be releasing the new version of Keyword, and we'll see what happens. I'm optimistic that it'll be better, but I'm not optimistic that it's going to wow me the way other things are.
I think it'll fix a lot of the basic annoyances where you're talking to a home pod or your phone and asking it, "Hey, what is the weather like next Thursday?" And it doesn't say, "Sorry," or I'll bring up web results. It'll say like next Thursday in New York City, whatever it is. I think
Yeah,
those things will be resolved because we've been able to do that with AI now for, like you said, 2 or 3 years. It's been pretty good.
that's what I'm saying. They're gonna finally have things work that should have been working 2 years ago.
Yeah, but
So
like you said, they used to have time. A technology used to take 4 years to mature, and so they had time to catch up and then do something better. But right now, it's like literally all you have to do is follow the Anthropic account on X, and they'll be every day. It's like, guess what it can do now? And you're like, good lord! Like I just got used to yesterday's feature. I'm trying it out, and now you're like, I can, you know. For those of you who have never who have say, hey, AI, it's just a chat bot. Like I it just
all the hype.
guys, Vince and I are not developers.
Nope.
Vince and I, from scratch, have both created complete web app and extensions and experiences, taking our vision into something we've always wanted to do or things that we thought were good ideas, and in matter of minutes or hours, had a
Hmm.
at least basic functioning uh, program, and we would have never been able to do that. So if you're not on the AI train, at least you should dive deeper than just the free I'm chatting and asking questions.
This this is one of those things where I remember saying to people over the course of my life, um, I'm an idea guy. I don't necessarily have all the nuts and bolts behind me to, to code something from scratch, or, or to paint a picture. I'm more of like a vision idea kind of thing. This is the time. If you're an idea kind of person, oh my goodness, this is the biggest unlock for those things in your brain that you never thought you could get from your brain to production. You just have to get rid of a little bit of fear, and understand that, um, you got to understand a little bit of the way to talk to it, right? You have to kind of get used to that. But I'm telling you, the output that you can get from that is nothing short of amazing. Um, then you just have to decide which ones are the best ideas to work on, because you
Yeah.
could kill a lot of time just messing around with stuff too.
Yeah, and the most enticing part of it, Vincent, I'm sure you've experienced this where you're like, "I wonder if it could even try this," and you'll try it, and it will give you something, and you'll be like, "That's pretty good just right there," and now
Yeah.
my gears start turning, "Oh, you know what? There should be filter at the top, and you should be able to do a drop down, and you should be able to select something, and it should then populate another window that should have it, and you'll correct it, and then to build that, and you're like, good, all right, now we're cooking. But what if also it did that, and you just keep going and keep going, and guys, in 4 hours the other day, all the things as an IT guy that I do in Microsoft 365 administration and Azure all the time, but that if you haven't done that one thing in a while, you're like. You log into the admin portal, you stare at like, which one of these submit? I have it where I literally just type in what I'm trying to do. It takes me right directly to submit my menu item, like automatically in the extension in the browser. I just click on
Yep.
it. I say, create a external user, and it says there's a box, and it literally opens the exact page, the exact tab, and does the drop down exactly where the administrator. And I'm just like, and then I go ahead and do the work.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of the idea, uh, is that if you have a lot of good ideas, or you have any ideas that you've been wanting to see if you can do something with it, give it a try. Um, I'm not necessarily partial to any of the products that are out there, the ones that I've used the most. ChatGPT for sure, Codex. I've used a little bit of Claude. I've used a little bit of Perplexity.
Yeah,
I would not recommend Copilot at all. Like, not
no,
even a little
no.
bit. I wouldn't recommend it even a little bit. But the
I
other
don't think
ones I would.
Microsoft's even recommending it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, order of operations, it's ChatGPT for general queries and like just questions. Gemini for Google for image generation through Nano Banana, which Nano Banana 2 just launched today for
Hmm.
image generation. And then Claude for if you are at work and you have servers and SharePoint and other apps, it connects to all those, and you can say, "Hey, pull the project update from these three
Hmm.
sources from this
Hmm.
day,"
Hmm.
and as a fully ready presentation, and then you're just making edits. You like that because it didn't quite get what I was trying to say, but I was close enough.
Hey, in the
Yeah,
old days, it would have taken you 4 hours to find all that information, put it all
yeah.
together, and now you get it in like 3 minutes, and then you get to go on with your life and do stuff that's more fun.
So I encourage everyone out there because the people who are exploring it and familiarizing themselves with it are going to lap everyone who thinks like I'm not touching that, not that AI nonsense. It's just a fad. Anyone who says it's just a
Yeah,
fad is
and don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it, because I know, people of my age and older might be like, "Yeah, this stuff's kind of past me now. It's kind of passed me by." I was like, "No, you just talk to it.
yeah,
You literally just talk to it. You don't have to type it. You can type it if you want to, but you can literally just talk to it." It's
yeah. Go
like,
on Grok and have a real good time.
yeah, or Gork.
Yeah, I like to go on Grok I've had a few beers because you can put on vulgar mode
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it will call you like a piece of shit and stuff, and you're like this is great.
It's like you with your buddies.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it
So
feels like.
Ryan,
I've done it at parties.
I know I'm not going to see you this weekend, but again, I hope that you get to feeling better. We thank you, Pete the Greek, for donating to the show tonight. It's appreciated beyond belief. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that's tuned in tonight and commented. I think we got all the comments read. So thank you to everybody that participated in the show tonight. Thank you, as always, to Captain John Black. If you're looking for some offshore fishing, Captain John Black, Panama City Beach. And if you're looking to have a brewski or two, hit the Palace over in Tallahassee. It's a tradition. I will be hitting the Palace at some point this Saturday. So maybe I'll see some of you there. And so that's a good wrap up, Ryan.
It is. It's a good wrap up, and this is my final night of legal. Well, not legal, but okay. Afrin usage. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go enjoy the Afrin one final night. Me and Afrin are gonna have a little
Got to
love
cut you
sesh,
off.
and you got to stop it after the three guys. Unfortunately, it's so good. I understand why people get addicted because it makes you feel like you're all better, but it's not. It's fake. So stop at the three. Don't get stuck on it. But everyone, have a good night. No inside info, no contacts, no problem. And as always, Vince.
Hey, support the Chiefs. Send Chiefs all the time. Don't forget about the FSU Great Give on March 4th. Go Noles.
Go Noles, everyone. Have a good night.